Hey everyone, Tim with Collect Jurassic, back with another Mattel Jurassic World Dino Trackers news update. Yesterday we were looking at that super colossal Indoraptor, and today we're looking at the Camouflage in Battle Indominus Rex, Mattel's newest Indominus Rex figure. That's a major upgrade in many ways from the previous figures they've released. We have seen this here and there on the channel. I think I shared a quick video of it in action, but now we have our first official photos of the Dino Trackers Indominus Rex. So let's go ahead and jump right into this beautiful, full, uncropped look at the figure. We can see every bit down from its tail to its nose, and everything in between, and it looks fantastic. I mean, tons of detail here. I love the new kind of paint highlighting they've done with the face on the back of the figure, and you can also kind of get a sense of the refined proportions of this figure, where the neck's a little smaller, the legs are a little smaller, the whole thing's a little bit more I would say lean and fit like the dinosaur in the movie, and less sort of bulky and oversized like the previous toys we've got. So already a major upgrade in terms of the paint and sculpt department, but otherwise this is probably about as close to the film accurate version of the Indominus Rex toy we've gotten probably since the Super Colossal version. So taking a look back here at the figure in the box, since I don't think I've covered this before on the channel, not a new photo, but we have plenty of other new photos to share. But this one in the box, I do want to point out that it's Dino Trackers, right? So we do have that locale in the upper right hand corner of the mountains. I think that's kind of funny they gave it the mountain biome. Maybe that's where if Indominus Rex was a real animal, that's where it would live. I don't know, but I like that fun little inclusion here. It is Dino Trackers, but it doesn't come with tracking gear, which would have been cool to give it tracking gear, sort of like the Indoraptor, right? I would have loved that, and the T-Rex, but it makes up for its lack of accessories with a killer play feature, and that is this camouflage effect that it has. It's so cool. The figure kind of like flashes and pulsates a green light, sort of like the jungle. And, I don't think the photos do it justice. There is a video I have on my channel that shows it in action, but these photos at least capture it in the moment, so we can really kind of pick apart how effective this is, where, it's illuminating the inside of the toy, but we don't see, plastic channels and bolts and screws. We see a skin texture, which they purposefully designed it that way. So it kind of has this like scaling effect as it lights up through the basically through the neck all the way down through the body. And it's like a pulsing, flashing LED, sort of like we're seeing on the Epic Attack figures this year that I've reviewed, that are so cool. It's not just a light that turns on, but it's a light that kind of animates and flickers and pulses, and it looks really, really cool, especially when we're taking into account this is supposed to be a camouflage effect. So seeing it, combined with the color and then that patterning inside that we'll look at in the next photo, it's just a really cool effect that comes together. So here's another view of that camo effect. And you can see it really does light up a good portion of the figure. And you can see sort of those like that webbing, that sort of like scaling webbing texture that's going on inside. I just think that's, again, another nice effect to make this look less like a piece of plastic that's glowing and more like, maybe a bunch of jungle leaves or something. So that's really cool. I mean, obviously in the perfect world, the whole figure would do this, but that's going to be pretty hard when you think about articulation and joints and electronics. They can't make the whole figure do that, but it would be cool to see, the legs and arms and head and tail have the same effect, just for that total full body camouflage. But understanding the limitations of what they can do here, I think this is still pretty cool. And you can also see here pressing the button on the tail activates the camo and activates the jaws, which I'm guessing are tied to the action feature and not articulated. Arms are fully articulated though, which is cool. But yeah, the neck and head is probably going to be controlled like we see here with the tail rotation, so you kind of makes him thrash back and forth, and the button on the tail itself is going to make the mouth open and close and chomp, which is pretty standard. We see a lot with Mattel's Jurassic toys, but we do have that full articulation in the arms, which is cool because I think the last version of the Indominus Rex, I think it was called the wasn't the battle damage. I forget what I forget what damage it was, but it at least had articulated arms that the first version didn't have. So I'm glad this one also has those articulated arms because you can do some really cool poses. Do want to point out here too the nice paint deco on this with the darker gray on the back. That's way more kind of like contrasted with the rest of the figure than some of the previous Indominus Rexes go. So less like a plain light gray figure and more with some shading involved. We also have the scan tag here. We've seen this a lot this year on the bigger figures with the scan tag being embedded in the leg of the dinosaur, which is kind of weird. It's a little like trap door. I personally don't really care for this solution. I mean, I like him. If I have to have them, I like them being a tab that you pull out on the back. But in a lot of cases, when electronics get in the way, they have these little trap doors. But I still feel like they probably could have put it in the tail or something like that. But yeah, these trap doors on the back of the flying reptiles and the legs of some of the bigger dinosaurs are a little clunky. But again, if you ask me, I just think they should go back to putting them on the bottom of the feet. But it's a fun little interactive feature that I think a lot of the younger audience crowd loves. So, yeah, I mean, this Camouflage in Battle Indominus Rex just looks like an incredible figure. It's going to be coming out right around the corner here in May into June, slated for the summer release. So, and it's going to be a general release, which means, you know, you can probably find it on Amazon, of course, and also Walmart and Target and Entertainment Earth and all these other websites, which I will go ahead and link my Collect Jurassic checklist where you can find links for all the toys. I'll link that in the caption below this video. But really, really exciting stuff with this Indominus Rex because it is just such a clear upgrade to previous versions of the figure, not just with the sculpt and the paint, but also that excellent action feature with the camouflage. Looks really cool, and I'm sure it's going to look even cooler when it's in all of our hands and we're not looking at photos and other people's videos, but actually getting to try it out with the toy ourselves. So I'm certainly very excited to track this down here and hopefully about the next month. But I do wonder, you know, what else is going to come from Mattel in terms of, you know, figure upgrades. They obviously do T-Rexes nearly every year. This is Indominus Rex's kind of first proper refresh, but I'm hoping here pretty soon for a Spinosaurus because we would love to have a refined version of that too. That's a little more movie accurate, right? But I think that's pretty much all I have to talk about today for this new reveal. I hope you enjoyed this content, and if you did, definitely give my channel a subscription just so you can see more of this kind of Jurassic toy news and reviews as well. But that's all I got. Again, I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.